The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
American.
In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
I choose my cigarettes with care, yes, I demand perfection, and Luckies are so round and firm, they're topped in my affection.
I write a column full of news, and I've a scoop for you. A Lucky is a happy smoke, so mild and so rich too.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
Enjoy your cigarette. Enjoy truly fine tobacco that combines both perfect mildness and rich taste in one great cigarette, Lucky Strike. For only fine tobacco gives you both real mildness and rich taste. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So friends, be happy, go lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman's Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is morning, and as we look into Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, he and Rochester are going over the bills that have accumulated during their absence in Europe.
Here's a bill from the gas company, $8.50.
$8.50.
Electric bill, $9.75.
14 bands.
$9.75.
Here's a bill from the telephone company, $6.40.
Wait a minute. Why do we have to pay the telephone company?
They couldn't get in to open the coin box.
I wonder how much my share will be this month. Now, let's see. I paid my cast and writers for the first show. Oh, yes, I have to mail a check for commission to my agent.
I'm gonna have to stop at the air. Not to me right there.
He doesn't. The warden deposits it.
To me. 11%. Stay right there. I'm coming. To you. Teammate, stay right there.
Isn't your agent in for 20 years?
Yeah, but he gets 10% off.
I'm almost there. Stay right there, bro. Stay right there.
What else have you got there?
Here's a bill from your
Please stay right there where you at.
Deposit.
My dentist? Oh, yeah. Send that bill to my sponsor. After all, it was his idea.
Stay right there, teammate.
Yeah, he thought it'd be
You see
nice for
somebody
television
above
if I
you?
had my 5 front
That's me,
teeth fixed.
teammate.
Well,
Teammate, I'm right
what's
here.
your 5 front teeth?
Teammate,
Nothing. He wants to
Look
put
up.
LSMFT on it.
You guys is the teammate. Stay right there, please. Can you please stay right there? Please stay, mate. Stay
But
right
I don't
there.
know whether I'll do it
there.
or not.
Please
These
stay
smiling
right there.
commercials.
Please stay right there. Please
Be
stay right
happy,
there.
go lucky.
Please stay right
You know,
there.
the next thing
Teammate,
you
I
know,
did this
he'll
job
want me
because of
to...
you. Teammate, come give me up.
Hello?
Come give me up, teammate. I'm right here.
Yeah,
In
we've
the
been back
water.
from Europe
I'm right
3
here
weeks
by
now.
the water.
Sure, you can come home
Come
anytime
give
you
me
want
up.
to.
They try to take me. Come
Who
give
was
me
that?
up.
Your parents.
Come give me up, teammate. I'm right here.
It'll be good to see Polly again.
You gonna see a blue person.
Now, let's finish these bills.
That's
I don't want to
me.
waste all
Your
day.
teammate, come give me up. Come give me up.
Here's
Come give
one
me up.
for your
Hurry.
automobile insurance.
Come give me up.
Wait a
Hurry.
minute, boy.
Me right here. Come give me up,
Premium
teammate.
seems too high.
Teammate, come give me up.
$93.50.
Hurry. Hurry, teammate. Hurry.
No, Ross. That's not the premium. That's what the car is insured for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it right here. It's covered for fire, theft, and rheumatism.
Thanks.
Oh, stop. Is that all?
No, there's still one more bill. It's from the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas.
Hold on.
It's for $30.20.
Hey, let me go.
That's right. I was up there for
now.
3 days. Let's see, my room was $10
Bruh.
a day. That's $30.
Bruh.
Pay it, Rochester.
Where's
What's the
they
20 cents for?
taking us?
I gambled a little.
Rich. It's a fresh coin. Who is that?
I was up all night trying to break even.
Why y'all always gotta do this to me?
You know, sometimes...
Bruh,
I'll get it. Hello?
where am I?
No, the address here is 360 North Camden Drive, not 350. Goodbye. Stupid parrot.
Teammate, out of field.
Some bird
No.
can't find her way to Capistrano. She can't even find her own house. Now, Rochester, take all these bills and... Come in. Well, hello, Dennis. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
I keep
Every time I
falling.
come to your house, you ask me the same thing.
What?
Alright,
10
hold on,
years I've been coming
teammate.
to your
This
house
one
and
I'm
you're
not
always,
gonna fall, I
hello,
swear.
Dennis, what are you doing here?
Look, kid.
Just once, I'd like you to say, hello, Dennis, glad to see you. Come in and stand on your head.
Teammate, stop shooting at me. Oh, catch his head.
Dennis, why should I ask you to stand on your
Teammate, keep
head?
shooting at me.
You know it's a long
This
walk.
my
My feet
last
hurt.
life.
Well, that's ridiculous. Dennis, you only live 2 blocks from here. Why is it such a long walk?
I always get lost.
But there's nothing to it. Why didn't you just come down Rexford and walk up Sunset Boulevard?
Oh, I'm afraid to pass Gloria Swanson's house.
What?
If she killed William Holden, what chance has a jerk like me got?
Look, Dennis, do me a
Thank
favor,
you.
will you? Go outside,
Thank
I'll
you.
close the door
Thank
and
you.
ring the bell again.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, hello, Dennis. Come on in and stand on your head. Now leave me alone.
Yes, sir.
Now maybe I can... Not on the piano! Look, kid, I didn't ask you over here, but if you came to let me hear your song, let's hear it and then go home.
Okay.
My
Hold it a minute.
teammate land there. Teammate, stay right
Yes?
there.
How do you do?
Where my teammate at?
I'm from the telephone company.
Oh, yeah, it's right over there on the wall.
Thank you.
Teammate, stay where you at. I'm coming.
My, it's heavy this time.
Teammate, stay where you at.
Yes, business
Coming
was
that
great when the
purple
Shriners were
dot,
in
that's
town.
me, teammate.
I'll dump them out right here on the tape.
Oh, my teammate.
Gee, look at all those nickels.
Here I go to divide the dough, and when I'm through, I'll scrammy. 1 for me, and 1 for you, and 5 for Uncle Sammy.
Teammate, stay right there.
Yes, mustn't forget him.
Stay
My
right there,
agent
Timmy.
did, and look where he is.
I got the social, but if you want to
Now, look,
not
mister,
die,
would you mind
will
counting
you
those
stay right
coins in the
there and
other
I'll
room?
give you
No,
something
no,
and
not
I'll
at all.
die.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis. Let's hear your song.
So stay right there and I'll give you something not to die. Stay right there and give you something not to die. Teammate. Teammate, stay right there.
Mona Lisa,
Oh, now
Mona Lisa,
I'm not killing my
men
teammate.
have named you.
Now if I'm here,
You're so like the lady with a mystic smile. Is it only cause you're lonely they have blamed you
y'all can't kill me.
for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa?
Alright, you wanna mess with me now?
Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought
Gotta get some brick.
to your
Gotta get
doorstep.
all that stuff. Wait,
They just lie
that?
there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona
teammate, wait up for me.
Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art?
Oh crap, let me out of this time. your way. Ready to kill some people. Getting ready to kill
That was
some
fine,
people.
Dennis. Very good. You can go home now if you want to. Dennis, I said you can go home now. Dennis. Oh, isn't that cute? He sang himself to sleep.
Out of here. Help me! Help me.
He must have walked a long way to be that tired.
All you gotta do is help me, Lord.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Come on in and stand on your head. I mean, come on in.
All you gotta do is help me.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Dennis, wake up.
Huh? Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Dennis. By the way, Jack, I haven't seen you since last Sunday. Did you read all the reviews on your opening program?
Oh,
Yeah.
now I know where you are.
The reporter in Variety said you were better than ever.
I know.
Luella Parsons said you
Get
got
it
loads of laughs.
stacked
Yes.
up.
Hedda Hopper said you were dynamite.
Yes, I know.
Erskine Johnson said you weren't the least bit funny.
No, I'm not talking
Him I'm
about...
suing. What other write-ups were there?
Did you read the review in the Herald Express?
No.
You can take that one to the Supreme Court.
Wait, teammate, stop right there.
No
Stop.
kidding.
Stop, teammate.
Was it that
The
bad?
one with the knife. Stop, real quick.
I thought you went home. How can I? My shirt's in your bending. Well, go and get it. Mary, getting back to those reviews, I can't understand it. Everybody seemed to like the show.
Even my mother.
Oh, your mother. What does your mother know? She liked it?
Yes, I
Where
got
you
a letter
going,
from her
Timmy?
yesterday.
Oh.
I brought it over. Do you want me to read
Teammate,
it
stay
to
right
you?
here.
Yes. I
I'm
mean, if
finna
you
stop
like
now.
the
I'm
show,
finna build
that's
something.
good.
But
Okay.
me and you won't die.
My darling daughter Mary.
Stop, I'm finna build
Just a note
something.
to tell you, we heard Jack's opening program and thought it was very good.
Well.
It's about time. We'll soon be able to see Jack, too, as we have a new television set.
But
Papa didn't want to pay all that money for a set, so he built
We
his
gotta
own.
be with it still.
Something went wrong, though,
We got our
and when it was
straps,
finished,
right?
the screen was 1 inch
We all got our
high
straps.
and 7 feet wide.
We all got our straps.
It worked all right, but Hopalong
We all got our
Cassidy looks
straps,
like he's
right?
riding a snake.
Ooh, I got our
That's silly. A screen 1 inch high and 7 feet wide.
I wonder what Faye Emerson looks like.
Read on, Mary.
Here's some good news about your sister Babe.
About Babe? Oh, goody.
Babe is very
I'm running
upset
there,
because
too.
she wasn't
Gotta
selected
get
to
my
go to the
strap
Atlantic
out.
Sitting Baby Beauty Contest with
Gotta
Miss
get
Plainfield.
my
And
strap
I don't
ready.
blame her.
My
Even though
strap
I'm her
ready.
mother, I must
Good
admit
girl.
that Babe has the prettiest pair of knees in New Jersey. It's a shame they're in the back.
Dang it, my strap ready.
Lucky her feet are on backwards. She'd look awful.
Jack!
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary.
Can you give me up, please?
No other
Matt?
news
Can you
except
give
that
me
I'm
up,
very angry at your
please?
father not speaking to him.
Can you
What?
please give me
Last
up?
month was our anniversary, and I told him I wanted to see South Pacific. So he took me to New
Please
York
give me a
and
please.
took me on a banana boat.
Please give me up. Please give me up.
Good.
Get fucked up right now, Batman. You're gonna annoy me.
Have to close now, but we'll write again soon. Your loving mother, Sally High Livingston.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna restart again.
You know, Mary, if your mother lived here in Hollywood, I'd give her a job as a writer. I'm not kidding. Say, excuse me, will you?
Where are you going?
I'm in the kitchen. I want to get a glass of water.
Yes, thank
Answer
you.
that, will you, Mary?
Okay. Hello?
Well, how you live? What are you doing
Yes,
at
I'm a
Treasure
boy.
Island?
Well, I had nothing to do, so I dropped in at Jack's house.
Social or bending?
Just social, Phil.
Where is Jackson?
He'll be right back. He's getting a drink.
No, don't tell me the old man is finally going.
Here he is now. Oh, Jack. Phil.
Oh. Hello?
Hiya, Jackson. Been nipping a bit, huh?
Yes, Phil, I had a glass of water. Nice, plain, cool water.
Water?
Yes, water. What's in your swimming pool?
Remley, we're playing Sunset Boulevard.
All right. What did you call for?
Oh, I want to find out about rehearsal.
Oh, you do, eh? You want to find out about rehearsal? Well, Mr. Harris, for your information, rehearsal was at my house last night.
Was I there?
No.
Well, I can cross that one off.
Now, look, Phil, I think we ought to get something straightened out right now. This is the start of a new season. When I call a rehearsal, I expect everybody to be there, and that includes you. Now, this is your last warning.
Hey, Jackson,
What?
if you didn't need me, I'd be scared to death.
Need you? Phil, I need you like my agent needs a tuxedo. Now hang up and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Phil.
Good night, Irene.
What a guy. Say, Mary, it's getting kind of late and I'm hungry. Would you like to stay for dinner?
Oh, sure, Jack, I'd love to.
Where's Dennis?
Well, he went out while you were talking to Phil.
Good, good. I'm going to get Rochester started with dinner.
Okay, I'll just sit in here and play the piano. Oh, gee, this thing is out of tune. Oh, what a piano. No wonder nobody puts nickels in it anymore. You'd think he'd at least... Oh, Jack! Never mind, I'll get it. Hello, Don.
Well, hello, Mary. Is Jack in?
Yes, is he expecting you?
Yeah, Jack brought me a gift from Europe, and he wanted me to drop by and look at it.
Just look at it?
Well, he said he'd give it to me today if I promised not to expect anything for Christmas.
Oh, well, come on in.
You know, Mary, I envied you and Jack traveling all over Europe.
Well, I must say it was exciting, Don. We had so much fun in London, Paris, Rome, Venice, and...
Venice? Jack didn't tell me about that.
Well, he wouldn't.
What are you laughing at, Mary?
Well, Jack will never tell you, so I will.
Well, go ahead, Mary. I'd love to hear it.
Well, after Jack finished his engagement at the London Palladium, we went to Paris. From Paris, we went to Rome. And while in Rome, we decided to go to Venice.
Gosh, those canals must be fascinating.
Oh, they are, Don. Anyway, we arrived at night, checked into the Grand Denali Hotel, and the next morning I met Jack in the lobby. Jack, did you get the tickets for the sightseeing tour?
Yes, Mary, and the gondola will leave in a few minutes. Gee, I'm sure looking forward to it.
Signor Benny,
Yes?
I am the Belle Capitan. The gondola for the sightseeing tour, she's about ready to leave.
Oh, good. Well, we'll be right out.
Grazie.
Oh, Bell Captain, should I bring my coat?
Signorina Livingstone, this is a sunny Italy. We have the same climate you have in California. Bring your coat.
I thought so. Come on, Jack. Gosh, Jack, what a thrill. This is the first time I've ever been in a gondola.
Yeah. I didn't know it held so many people. I'm sure glad we came on this sightseeing tour.
Oh, Jack, the guide is getting up to point out the places of interest.
Yeah. Come on, Mary, let's get closer to him. There's so many interesting things in Venice. I don't want to miss a word he says. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Jack.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Jack, you're close enough to him.
Just a little closer. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Desidero non soddisfare i famosi storici palazzi che sorcombando, ma questo uomo ha un piede sul mio.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Huh? What'd he say? What'd he say?
In 20 anni che faccio il gondoliere non ho mai visto un animale come questo e ancora mi pesa il piede.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Huh? What'd he say? What'd he say, Mary? What'd he
Se
say?
lo basto se gli rompo il naso e la testa anche e ancora mi pesa il piede.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Jack.
Just a minute, Mary. Say, mister, do you understand Italian?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good, good. What did he say?
He said you're standing on his foot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll step back.
Jack!
Miss, shall I help you get him back into the boat? Or did you push him?
help me. Here, Jack, take my hand.
Easy does it now. There we are. Thanks, mister. Oh, boy, am I wet.
Io penso lo fiendo, ma lui è dietro in gondola. Cocciala mia gamba.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Huh? What'd he say?
He said you're dripping on his leg.
Well, if he thinks I'm going to step back again, he's crazy.
Say, wait a minute. Aren't you Jack Benning?
Yes. In sono programma artista che li continental di Europa sono vista.
Wait a minute. I thought you couldn't speak Italian.
What did Mr. Benny say?
He said he was a sensation at the Palladium Theatre in London.
That he can say in Chinese.
Fu hang wang fu.
Oh, shut up!
Mary, please.
Rivediamo il Plaza che è famoso per le gondoliere che cante.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said we are now approaching the plaza, which is famous throughout the world for its singing gondoliers.
Oh, yes, look. All those people sitting out on the pier. Where else would you see anything like this?
Hola, cosciente il fuoco ma se fuggi, so round and firm, so fully packed. E non ti corre presto e non ti struggi, there's no rapport, no puff is wrong. Racy, biamo giantura, smoke lucky, tra la 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 la. Conecola, be happy and so lucky, tra la 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 la. Racy, biamo giantura, lucky strike means everything. Conecola. Bravo!
That was wonderful, wasn't it, Mary?
Yes, Jack. And you better sit down. Our gondola's starting to move again.
Gosh, I wouldn't have missed this trip for anything. It's so picturesque here in Venice.
Oh, Jack, look at those signs along the side of the canal.
Signs?
Yeah. I'll see if I can read them as we pass. Prendere un punta. De uno che conosco. Talia tuo brava. Ma non tuo naso. Sperma shave.
Mary, where does it say Burma shave?
On that last sign. Bermuda Radera. That's Burma shave.
Burmata Radera means Burma shave? Holy smoke, I better learn what these Italian words mean.
Why?
I had that on my strawberries this morning. See, I'll just have to...
Jack, sit down. You're rocking the gondola, and we're getting into heavy traffic.
Yeah, just look at all those gondolas going in every direction. So wonder they don't bump into each other. What's that?
It's that man sitting over there in that little boat. He used to work for the traffic department.
What's the matter with him?
He went crazy trying to paint a white line down the middle of the canal.
Oh, well, that is a problem. Why didn't he try watercolors?
Jack, look out! Mary! I knew this was going to happen.
Miss, are you sure you didn't push him?
Of course not. Now help me get in the boat.
Okay.
No, don't grab by the hair. Here, Jack. Here's my hand.
These boats are too narrow.
What do you mean too narrow? You fell off the Queen Mary.
Only one. Gee, I'm cold. I think
Achoo! That's rather unconscious.
Thank you.
He said break a leg.
It sounds so nice in Italian.
Jack, why don't you just sit down and enjoy the ride like everybody else?
Okay, but gee, I'm so wet.
Well, it's your own fault.
Signore e signori, noi al passo il famoso spazio per qualche spesa in Venezia.
The guy just said we're passing the shopping center of Venice.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those little stores, right out on the water. Gosh, it's the only place in the world like this.
Yeah, and Mary, look at that store on the end. It specializes in gondola accessories. Manny, Mo, and Luigi. See, the place in Los Angeles must have stolen its name from this one.
Ora signore e signori, noi passi il famoso americano riunione spazio in Venezia.
The guy just pointed out the famous American rendezvous in Venice called Harry's Bar.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. See, that's where all the Americans in Venice come for cocktails.
We must go there, Jack.
Yeah, and say, Mary, did I tell you the wonderful joke I made up about Phil Harris? I'm going to do it on our first broadcast.
Oh, look, Jack, you're on a vacation. Forget Joe.
No, Mary, this will be sensational. Now, get this. I'm going to say this on the first broadcast. I'm going to say that when we were in Venice, Phil Harris went into Harry's bar and sat down at a table with one of the natives. Phil took a drink, and then the native took a drink. Get this. Then Phil took another drink, and the native took another drink. They kept drinking and drinking till the native couldn't see anymore.
What's funny about that?
Mary, don't you get it? Phil is the first guy in the world ever to drink a Venetian blind. Mary, don't you get it? Venetian. Mary.
Here, miss, I'll help you.
Never mind. This time I pushed him.
Good. Paddle on, gondolier.
Oh, lovey!
Mary.
Mary, how
We'll be back in just a moment, but first...
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Some taste like this and some like that, but nothing tastes quite like the milder, richer cigarette whose name is Lucky Strike.
When asked to vote, the people wrote in letters big and bold, it's LSMFT for me, on Lucky's we are sold.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Yes, friends, be happy, go lucky, and enjoy your cigarette. Puff by puff, you'll find Lucky's always give you perfect mildness. In fact, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand. But mildness is only part of the enjoyment Lucky's give you. You get rich taste, too. All the deep-down enjoyment that comes from truly fine tobacco, because LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. So, friends, be happy. Go Lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
Stay tuned in for the new Harold Perry Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Kenny Baker, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with You've Got Everything. Do you remember this popular song called You've Got Everything? Well, you know, that song might well have been dedicated to Jell-O, for really there is one dessert that does have everything. Color, bright, sunshiny, and gay. Flavor, extra rich, cool, and refreshing, as tempting as the real ripe fruit. Ease and speed, for Jell-O dissolves instantly and sets quickly. Economy. Jell-O costs only a few cents a package, and one package serves the average family generously. And variety. For Jell-O offers you dozens and dozens of delicious new dishes. Serve it plain in a colorful mold of beauty. Garnish it with whipped cream or any seasonal fruits. Use it for salads, for Jell-O makes swell salads that even the men folks go for. Yes, sir, one box of Jell-O is filled with real kitchen magic, the kind that every busy woman appreciates. So ask your grocer tomorrow for Jell-O. Look for those big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. That was You've Got Everything, played by the orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Hollywood's newest glamour boy, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, I appreciate your calling me a glamour boy, but really that's not quite my classification.
Oh, it isn't?
No, Don. According to the latest publicity from Paramount, I'm the oomph man. Oomph.
The oomph man?
Yeah, you see, Don, a glamour boy is merely good looking. But when a star has, in addition to that, a certain charm and appeal to women, then he becomes an oomph man, which is me.
You better stay out of the hot sun, brother.
Oh, you're here already. Listen, Phil, I'm not a fortune teller and I'm not psychic. But I see you soon scattering your brilliant remarks in greener pastures. And hello. You know, Don, ever since we switched the ending of the picture, Man About Town, and I married Dorothy Lamour, Phil has been a wreck. So jealous because I'm a ladies' man.
Me jealous? Why, every girl you go out with regards you as a big brother.
Well, that's part of my technique. I sneak up on them. So don't be so sour grapesy.
Oh, by the way, Jack, last week you had an argument with the studio about Rochester. Are you going to let him be in the picture?
Rochester? Oh, he's in it already, Don, and am I having trouble with him at the house? The airs he's been putting on.
Oh, getting ritzy, huh?
Ritzy? He bought a sport coat yesterday with 3 belts in the back. Not only that, it's getting so he won't wear anything but silk underwear.
Well, it's all right for him to wear silk underwear, isn't it?
Not when the monogram says J.B. No, sir.
Jack, I can't understand why you keep Rochester when he causes you so much trouble. Why don't you fire him?
Oh, I can't. You see, he found the treasure map of my backyard and won't give it back. But I'll get him in time.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Hey, Mary, have you heard the latest? They changed the ending of the picture, and instead of Phil getting Dorothy Lamour, I'm the one that marries her.
Yes, I know. She's sick about it.
Nothing of the kind. You're just making that up because Dorothy happens to be very fond of me. In fact, the other day she gave me an autographed sarong.
How do you look in it?
Gorgeous. Are you surprised?
Oh, Mary, Jack's got it you, and he says that everybody at Paramount's calling him the oomph man.
Yeah, but did Jack tell you how he got the title?
Quiet.
The director punched him in the stomach and he went,
That's not the reason at all. They call me the oomph man because in this picture I'm virile and rugged.
Oh, yeah? Tell him what happened when you shot the wedding scene yesterday afternoon.
Oh, well, that was just a novelty, that's all. Something different.
What was it, Mary?
Yeah, tell him. Oh.
Well, after Jack marries Dorothy, he's supposed to pick her up in his arms and carry her across the threshold.
Mary.
Well, Jack tried and tried, but he couldn't lift her.
And what happened?
She carried him across.
Mary, I told you it was just a novelty, something original.
Well, say, Jack, did you feel kind of silly being carried in a girl's arms?
Well, I didn't mind being in her arms, Don, but when she started to rock me, I thought that was going to... Anyway, let's drop the whole thing because we've got an important sketch to do tonight. Where's Kenny? Hey, Kenny! Kenny!
What?
It's time for your song.
Well, wait till I get through. The drummer's teaching me how to play poker.
Well, tell him to give you your shirt back and come over here.
Okay.
Phil, I wish you'd tell your boys not to take advantage of Kenny. He's too young to gamble.
Oh, yeah? I got over 1,000 marbles hid under my mattress.
I don't care what you've got. I don't want you learning how to play cards.
I got a fine chance to grow up around here.
Never mind. I don't want any more gambling. Now go ahead, young man, and sing your song.
I will not.
You will, too.
I tell you what. I'll match you 2 songs or nothing.
Kenny, sing your song and not another word out of you. Hold it a minute. There's the phone.
I'll bet $5 it's for me.
Quiet. Hello? Yes? Oh, he's right here, Mrs. Wilson. It's for you, Don. It's your wife.
Oh, thanks. Hello, dear. Yes, I know we're having company for dinner. Oh, that's up to you, dear. Any flavor will do. Well, strawberry or raspberry would be swell.
Don, we've got a long play today.
We haven't had cherry in a long time. What about orange, darling?
Don, we've got a long play.
Oh, I know. Let's have lemon.
Don't forget lime. You might as well get them all in.
Well, look, sweetheart, it's all up to you. If you want a real tempting and economical dessert...
Give me that phone. Hello, Mrs. Wilson. Look for the big red letters on the box and hang up. We've got a play to do. And sing, Kenny. That was a frame-up if I ever heard one.
When the somber shadows of the night grow dim, and the daylight dawns on the hillock's rim, in the black of the night by the light of the moon, on the top of the day when the clock is at noon, no matter what the hour, I'm a slave in the grip of your power. Melancholy mood forever haunts me, steals upon me in the night, forever taunts me. Oh, what a lonely soul am I, stranded high and dry by melancholy mood. Gone is every joy and inspiration, tears are all I have to show. No consolation, all I can see is grief and gloom, till the crack of doom, oh, melancholy mood. Deep in the night I search for a trace of a lingering kiss, a warm embrace, but love is a whimsy as flimsy as lace, and my arms embrace an empty space. Melancholy mood, why must you blind me? Pity me and break the chains that bind me. Won't you release and set me free? Bring her back to me, oh melancholy mood. Deep in the night I search for a trace of a lingering kiss, a warm embrace, but love is a whimsy as flimsy as lace, and my arms embrace an empty space. Melancholy mood, why must you blind me, pity me, and break the chains that bind me? Won't you release and set me free? Bring her back to me, oh melancholy mood.
Very good. That was Melancholy Mood, sung by Kenny Baker. And Kenny, that was a swell song, a natural for you.
I threw a 7, huh?
Kenny. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great treat in store for you. Last week, the Benny Gypsies gave you their interpretation of Gunga Din, which took place in faraway India. And tonight, to show you that we get around, we take you to Boston, Massachusetts, and present our version of Darrell F. Zanuck's outstanding 20th Century Fox production, that grand tribute to a great man and famous scientist
Alexander Graham Bell. Thank you.
Can I go home now, Mr. Benny? I'm all in.
Not yet, Jojo. Now, as you all know, Don Amici portrayed the famous inventor in the picture. So in our version, I will naturally play the title role.
May I ask why?
Certainly. Now, this picture also featured...
I said, why should you be Alexander Graham Bell?
Well, for one thing, Phil, the part fits me. I used to be an inventor myself. Wasn't I, Mary?
Oh, Jack, you weren't the first one to think of putting a mousetrap in a wallet.
I don't mean that. Years ago, when I was in the Navy, I invented a chin rest for portholes. They went over very big. Now, getting back to our play, Mary, you will be my wife, as portrayed on the screen by that sweet, gorgeous, beautiful, and talented young actress, lovely Loretta Young.
Well, if you think she's so good, why didn't you get her?
Don't think I didn't try. We were quite good friends, you know, but she had a previous engagement.
Listen, Dreamer, you're not even acquainted with Loretta Young.
I'm not, eh? It might interest you to know, Phil, that I've got Loretta's address right in my little book.
What book?
Guide to the Movie Stars Home.
I mean my little red book. Now, Kenny...
Yes, Jack?
Kenny, when the play opens, I'm a poor, struggling inventor, and you're a wealthy businessman who finances my experiments. Do you think you can handle it?
I'll lay you 3-1, I can.
Now, Kenny... For the last time, I don't want to hear another word about gambling. You're too young. Anyway, you're going to be my backer. And as I was saying, Mary, you're going to be my patient, loyal wife. We've had a hard struggle. I'm trying to invent the telephone, and everybody thinks I'm a madman. They think I'm eccentric. They think I'm crazy. But you, my little wife, what do you think?
What do you think?
Mary, will you please get in the mood, for Pete's sake? Now, the locale...
Say, Alexander, am I going to be in this?
Yes, Phil, you're going to be my assistant who helps me invent the telephone.
But, Jack, I'm a musician, not a mechanic.
Listen, Phil, I'd rather have you tinker with my toaster than tamper with Tannhauser. Any day. Now, our dramatic offering will go on immediately after a number by... Oh, come in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Rochester. What do you want?
Say, boss, are you in a pleasant frame of mind this evening, or are you cloaked in gloom?
I'm feeling very good, Rochester. Why?
Well, I got some news that may turn your dabber down.
What? What are you talking about?
Boss, remember when you and I were driving down to the studio in your car tonight?
Yes?
And when the motor kept stalling, you got mad and said, you wish somebody would steal this thing?
Yes?
Well, hallelujah, you're a pedestrian.
A pedestrian?
That's from the Latin.
I know where it's from. You mean to say somebody stole my car?
Well, all I know is I parked the car in front of the studio and went across the street to buy a cigar.
Uh-huh.
And when I got back, there was nothing there but the anchor.
Oh, that's awful. Now, who would want to steal my car?
Somebody that goes... Blah, 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 blah.
Now, don't be funny. My car's been stolen, and it's nothing to clown about.
Tell me, Jack, did you have any insurance on it?
Only tornado. Ding the luck. Rochester, this is all your fault.
I'm sorry, boss.
Well, it's too late now to be sorry. Now, I want you to go right down to the police station and report the loss. Hurry up.
I ain't going near that police station.
Why not?
I'm behind in my alimony.
Alimony? Why, Rochester, I didn't know you'd been married.
Oh, boss, repeatedly.
Well, that's your business. Now get going.
Okay, goodbye.
So long.
Oh, say, Rochester, I see you're playing a part in our picture.
Yeah, that's right.
How you coming along?
Mr. Harris, I'm in the groove, on the beam, and dog victory. So long.
He's the biggest ham I ever saw.
The biggest, Jack?
Yes, the biggest. And I'm going to get out that car back if I have to offer a reward. Play, Phil. Now, where would I go if I were a Maxwell?
Snug as a bug in a rug, whenever you hold me tight, cozy and warm on the chilliest night. Just as snug as a bug in a rug, whenever I feel your kiss. Talk about home, home's never like this. First your arms come stealing, and my heart goes on a roller coaster. Then I get that feeling like a little piece of toast in a toaster. Gee, but my life would be cold without your delicious hug, keeping me snug as a bug in a rug.
That was Snug as a Bug in a Rug, played by a mug in his love. How was that, Phil?
Thanks for the plug, Slug.
Going from that neat bit of comedy to our dramatic highlight of the season, we are now going to offer our contribution to the annals of scientific progress. That epic of American ingenuity, Alexander Graham Bell. Wait for me. Now, the locale of our play is Boston, Massachusetts, in the year 1870. The scene is the little attic laboratory where we find Professor Bell and his assistant, Mr. Harris, working feverishly on their great invention, the telephone. Mrs. Bell has just entered the room. Curtain. Music.
I'll take it. Hello? Alexander Graham Bell's residence. What? No, you can't talk to him. He's busy inventing the telephone. Goodbye.
I'll say I am. Oh, Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris.
Yes, Professor Bell?
I think I've got something here. Hand me that duplex circuit repeater and the multiple induction coil. I'll attach them to the supervisory electromagnetic oscillator.
You're kidding.
I am not. Now, give me a hand. Give me a hand with this quadruplex frictional deflector.
Okay, here's the metallic cylindrical felicitator.
What's that?
The screwdriver.
Oh, trying to top me, eh? Wait a minute. I'll use this little hammer. There, that's coming along all right.
Say, Alex, I wish you'd hurry up and invent this telephone. The blonde gave me your number this morning, and I want to call her up.
Has she got a friend?
Oh, and she's gorgeous.
Oh, what am I rushing for? I'm married. I'm so absent-minded. But I'll tell you one thing, Harris. We got to work fast if we expect any more help from our financial baker, Mr. Baker. Our financial backer, Mr. Baker. Now, help me with this vacuum generator.
Oh, darling, you look tired. You're working too hard, Alex. Much too hard.
I am?
Yeah, look at those bags under Harris's eyes.
Oh, well, he got those on his own time. But, darling, I must work hard. I know it's a mad dream. I know it sounds impossible. But I'm going to invent the telephone, or my name ain't Alexander Graham Bell. Come on, Harris. Let's get to work.
Come in. Well, what's this? This is the laboratory. Oh, pardon me. Darn these interruptions. Harris. Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, hand me that annunciator, Magneto.
Here you are.
Hello? Oh, hello, Barbara.
Now, hand me that vibrator.
Okay, Alex.
Did you have a good time last night? Who was there?
Oh, it still won't regenerate.
They were?
Hand me some more of that copper wire.
Here you are, Professor.
Well, look, Barbara, we'd love to come over, but Alex is still working on that invention of his.
How's it coming, Professor?
I'm afraid it won't work, Harris. I'm afraid it's a failure.
Oh, it's some gadget he calls a telephone, but it'll never be a success.
I got another idea, Harris. Hand me that rheostat.
All right, Barbara, I'll call you later. Goodbye.
I don't know, Harris. The more I work on this, the tougher it seems to get. Sometimes I get so discouraged.
Don't give up, Prof.
I won't. Come in. Well, hello, Mr. Baker.
Hello, Alex. How's everything coming along?
I'm making great progress, Mr. Baker. Great progress. You see, it's my theory that if I could make a current of electricity vary in intensity precisely as the air varies in density during the production of multiple sounds, I should be able to transmit speech electromagnetically.
Oh, you can talk plainer than that.
But unfortunately, Mr. Baker, my financial resources are depleted. And before I can continue with my experiment, I must have additional monetary aid.
You mean more casheroo?
That's a bullseye if I ever heard one.
Well, how much do you want?
$4 million.
Yes!
Oh, I know. I know that sounds like a lot. But you've already given me $32. What's $4 million? What do you say? Why don't you gamble with me?
You said I was too young.
That was in the first routine. Oh, Mr. Baker, if I don't get the money from you, where else can I get it?
You mean I'm the only sucker in the world?
Yes.
All right, then, Alex. I'll give it to you.
Hooray! Did you hear that, darling? Did you hear that, Harris? He's going to give us $4 million.
Here you are, Professor. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6,
2 years later.
$1,993. $1,994. $1,995. $1,900,000.
4 years later.
$3,999,998.
Yes?
$3,999,999.
Yes, yes.
And 40 cents. I don't think I can make it.
Well, that's close enough. Thanks.
Well, I gotta go now. Goodbye.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Baker. Where can I reach you in case I need you again?
In the poorhouse. So long.
Oh, boy. $4 million. I wonder how he could carry so much money in his pockets.
He's got 2 pair of pants.
Oh. Well, Harris, we've got the money. You know what that means? You know what all this money means to us?
Yes, I can tie a can to my orchestra.
Yes, thank heaven. And it also means that I can finish my work, complete my invention. The telephone must and will be perfected. Let's go!
6 weeks later, and on March 10th, 1876, in a public auditorium in Boston, Massachusetts, the first telephone, a crude instrument, stands on the desk before Professor Bell. For the first time in history, he is about to transmit the human voice.
Quiet, gentlemen, please. Now, gentlemen, all I ask of you is to have patience. You're about to witness the most amazing demonstration of our time. Gentlemen, please.
Bring it on. What are you stalling for? Yippee!
Young man, I'm introducing a telephone, not a fan dancer. Now, gentlemen, in just a moment I will transmit my voice by wire to Professor Homer J. Osgood, who is waiting on the other end of this line in Baltimore, 500 miles away. Silence, please. All right, gentlemen, the experiment begins. Mr. Harris, lift the receiver.
Yes, Professor.
Hello. Hello, Baltimore. Baltimore, hello. Hello, Baltimore. Hello, Baltimore. This will work. This must work. Hello, Baltimore. Baltimore, hello.
You put a nickel in?
Quiet. Gentlemen, please. Please, give me a chance. Hello. Hello, Baltimore. Baltimore, hello.
Boston Meat Market, your order, please.
Get off the line. I want Baltimore. Don't worry, gentlemen, I'll get it. Hello. Hello, Baltimore. Hello. Hello.
Jell-O.
I said hello.
And I said Jell-O.
Hang up. I want Baltimore. Don't get disgusted, gentlemen. This will work. This must work. Hello. Hello, Baltimore. Baltimore, hello. Baltimore, hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, stranger.
Hello. At last. Professor Osgood, can you hear me?
What?
I said, can you hear me? Am I coming over?
Don't come over this week. We got relatives.
I mean, am I coming over the wire? Can you hear my voice?
What?
My voice.
Oh, my boy's fine. He's in college.
No, not your voice, my voice. Sound.
That's what I said. My son's in college.
Look, Professor Osgood, this is Alexander Graham Bell talking. This is important. This is for the advancement of science. Now, if you can hear me, repeat this sentence. I hear you clearly. Have you got that? I hear you clearly.
I love you dearly.
Hooray! There you are, gentlemen. The telephone is a success. Ah, what a triumph. What a dramatic situation. What a picture this would make. I'll buy it. Thank you, Mr. Zanuck. Play, Phil.
I bet a lot of you men heard this line today. Say, Daddy, can we please go for an automobile ride? Well, next time that happens and you get home kind of tired and hot, ask your wife for this cool, refreshing Jell-O dessert, Jell-O a la mode. She won't mind, for it's quick and easy to make. Dissolve 1 package of raspberry Jell-O in 1 pint of hot water. Turn into a shallow pan and chill until firm. Then take a sharp knife and cut the Jell-O into shimmering rose-red cubes. Pile the Jell-O cubes into sherbet glasses and top with the vanilla ice cream, or do it the other way around. Place the ice cream in sherbet glasses and top with Jell-O cubes. It's a swell hot weather dessert and one that's bound to be popular. But here's a special word to wives. Be sure to make your Jell-O a la mode with genuine Jell-O if you want that tempting, delicious, extra-rich flavor, that colorful summertime beauty. Ask your grocer tomorrow for raspberry Jell-O.
This is the last number of the 35th program in the new Jell-O series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Now, come on with me, Mary. I'm going over to the police station, get a squad of men to go out and look for my car.
J. Edgar Hoover's in town. Why don't you get him, too?
He's just the man I need. Good night, folks.
Kenny Baker appears on the Jell-O program for courtesy of Mervyn LeRoy Productions. Snug as a Bug is from the film The Gracie Allen Murder Case. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jell-O program, presented by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Salute to Gardner Field.
It was more than 40 years ago, friends, that the first package of Jell-O was handed across the counter, carried home, and served to a delighted family. And in the years since that first family enjoyed Jell-O, this swell dessert has been many times improved. Now today, it's been made even better than ever, because by means of a new Jell-O process, Jell-O's grand goodness is locked in, protected for your added pleasure. Every package of Jell-O that you buy today gives you extra enjoyment thanks to this new Jell-O process. Every radiant, shimmering mold of Jell-O that you serve your family these days is more delightful because Jell-O now brings you a new high in flavor. Gives you Jell-O at its richest, at its very best. Let your next package of Jell-O prove to you that Jell-O's flavor really is locked in. Open the package. Notice that there's no telltale aroma, no sign of escaping flavor. Then dissolve the Jell-O, and out will come Jell-O's captive flavor in a rush of richness. Get Jell-O tomorrow. Its flavor is locked in, so it's extra good.
That was Salute to Gardner Field, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on his final appearance for Jell-O, we bring you that delicious comedian with the locked-in bankroll, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Jell-O again. This is Jack Benny, Jell-Oing again for the last time. Next season, it'll be Grape Nuts Place. And, Don, I guess you've got a right to be silly on our final broadcast. After 35 weeks, I'm a little slap-happy myself.
You're right, Jack. People don't realize how strenuous radio can be. I tell you, I'm worn to a frazzle.
Well, Don, you're the biggest frazzle I ever saw. Anyhow, we've got a very important sketch tonight, so let's get started. Is everybody here?
I am. I don't know about Dennis.
I'll go out and get him.
You're here now. Say, where's Phil, our proud father?
He's over in the corner practicing.
Practicing what?
Making three-cornered pants with his handkerchief.
Oh, yes. Hey, Phil, come over here.
Okay, Jack, I'll be right with you.
And take those safety pins out of your mouth. My goodness, you're certainly getting domestic all of a sudden. Now, fellas, the reason I wanted you here early tonight is because we're going to do a very important sketch. A cavalcade of 8 years with Jell-O.
Gee whiz, Mr. Benny, have you really been 8 years with one product?
That's right.
Remember when you first started out, you had 8 products in 1 year?
They hated me then.
No kidding, Jackson. Did you have 8 different jobs your first year in radio?
Yep. I went on the air for Bixby's Biscuit Batter, Belcher's Buggy Whips, the You Walk Up and We'll Come Down Clothing Company, Happy Hour Auto Courts Incorporated, Corrigan's Classy Corned Beef, the Easy Pull Zipper Company, and Moxley's Mucilage. Ah, those were the days.
Moxley's Mucilage. I use that all the time on my hair.
Mucilage? On your hair?
Yeah, mine's not going to fall out like yours did, by golly.
Now, wait a minute. Mine hair didn't fall out. It was pulled out by a beautiful waitress in Lincoln, Nebraska. You want to know? Well, let's get going with our big production, fellas, so everybody pay attention. You too, Dennis.
Okay, hold my grunion.
Put that fish back in your pocket. And now, ladies and gentlemen, since this is our final appearance for good old Jell-O, we have prepared a cavalcade of 8 happy years with America's favorite gelatin dessert. Some of the highlights which we hope you will remember. Take it, Don Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, during our long and pleasant association with Jell-O, we've had many memorable situations. And one of the outstanding among them was the first time Jack Benny met Rochester. A few years ago, Jack and the whole gang were en route here by train from New York. And Rochester was a Pullman porter. A Pullman porter, if you remember, who didn't know where Albuquerque was.
Oh, gee, what a long trip.
Say, Jack, look out the window. They sure dress funny here in Hollywood.
Those are Indians. This is New Mexico.
Oh.
Hey, Porter. Porter.
Yes, sir.
What time do we get to Albuquerque?
What?
Albuquerque.
I don't know. Do we stop there?
Well, certainly we stop there.
My.
I
better go up and tell the engineer about that.
Yes, do.
What's the name of that town again?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. What they gonna think of next?
Albuquerque is a town.
You better check on that.
I know what I'm talking about. Now, how long do we stop there?
How long do we stop where?
In Albuquerque.
There you go again.
And of course, many of you will remember the series of sketches we used to do called Buck Benny Rides Again. Mary was Daisy Carson, Bill was Frank Carson, her father, and Jack was that rootin', tootin', shootin', galootin' sheriff, Buck Benny.
Well, here's the Carson house. Woo, Parker, woo. Steady now. Here's an oak to chew while I'm gone.
Thanks very much.
I got a talking horse, and vaudeville has to be dead. I hope Daisy's home.
Come in.
Hello, Daisy.
Hello, tall, dark, and bow-legged.
Well, gal, you wouldn't exactly have any trouble straddling a barrel yourself. Say, Daisy, how's your packing? Been drinking much lately?
Only when a snake bites him.
Well.
And if they don't, he teases them.
By the way, Daisy, where is the old boy?
He was taping the room here this morning, and that's the last time I saw him.
Gosh, this is new paper, ain't it? Wait a minute, what's that big lump there on the north wall?
Here comes Pappy now!
Hello, Frank. Hello, Buck. Is the blackout over? What blackout? You papered yourself on the wall. Now listen, Frank. I hear them rustlers stole some of your cows again last night. How many you figure they got?
I don't know.
Well, look out the window there and tell me how many head of cattle you got left.
Can't tell you, Buck. They're facing the other way.
Then let it go. Well, don't worry, Frank. I'll find them cattle before the sun goes down. Buck Benny rides again.
Folks, do you remember the time gravel-voiced Andy Devine took a trip up to San Francisco to join us? And the next day he told Jack all about it.
Well, Andy, I didn't expect you up here in San Francisco. You told me you couldn't make it.
Well, I didn't think I could, Buck, but Ma and Pa wanted to come, so I thought I'd treat them to a little vacation.
Oh, what did you do, motor up?
No, we took the night train. Ma slept in the lower berth, and Pa and me shared the upper.
Well, two of you in an upper berth. You must have had trouble getting undressed.
Undressed? We couldn't even get our hats off.
That must have been awful.
Well, we wouldn't have minded that so much, but our dog wouldn't get off the pillow.
Oh, your dog was in there, too. My goodness.
Yeah, she sure picked a fine time to have pup.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And, of course, the cavalcade of Jell-O would be incomplete without some mention of the Benny Allen feud. It all started when Fred Allen accused Jack Benny of being unable to play the bees. On one of our most memorable programs, it occurred when Jack explained how he had once saved Fred's life years ago in vaudeville. Allen had been rushed to the hospital, and the doctor was telling Jack that his condition was critical.
Mr. Benny, when Fred Allen was juggling that cannonball and it dropped on his foot, it severed the femur and part of the tibia.
Well, heavens to Betsy.
And there's only one thing that can save his life. He must have a blood transfusion immediately.
A blood transfusion? Thank you, Butterball. Well, Doctor, if my blood can save Alan's life, I am ready.
Are you ready, Miss Stewart?
Yes, Doctor.
Then hand me that ice pick.
Wait a minute, don't I get an anesthetic for this?
Yes. Oh, nurse, fan Mr. Benny with a herring.
You do, I'll snap at it. Make it quick, Doctor.
All right, I'll just tap this vein here and attach a hose to it.
Go ahead, Doctor. I'm not afraid. I'm in awful pain now, folks. See what I went through for that rat?
There we are. All right, Miss Stewart, open the valve and draw the blood.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, shut me off! That's not ketchup, you know.
During the last 8 years, the Jell-O program has satirized many great motion pictures. And one of the most successful of these parodies was Lost Horizon, in which Jack played Ronald Coleman's part, that of a man who had found Shangri-La. Remember the scene where Jack met the Grand Lama?
Come, my boy, it's growing late, and I promised to present you to the High Lama. He's 900 years old.
900 years old. Isn't he awful wrinkled?
No, we have him pressed once a week.
Gazooks.
Quiet. The High Lama approaches to greet us. Be prepared.
900 years old. He must be all dried up.
Yes. Don't light any matches around him.
Oh, boy, am I nervous.
He will not harm you, my son. Here he is. Behold, the High Lama. Your Excellency, I beg to present Jack Benny.
Your Excellency.
Hello, Spencer.
Slapperman.
Quiet, I'm a llama now.
Well, tell me, Slap, how are you doing in Shangri-La?
Oh, Jackie boy, am I making money? Everybody here lives to be 300 years old, 400, 500, there's no limit. I tell you, Jack, I'm cleaning up.
What do you do?
I sell birthday candles.
Birthday candle? You must be making a fortune. Say, is your wife here with you?
Who else could make me 900 years old so quick?
Oh, that's right.
Well, kiddies, I gotta paddle along now to the Shangri-La airport.
Oh, do you have an airport here?
Yeah, this is where the bummers leave for Tokyo.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
About 3 years ago, a young man named Dennis Day joined the program. Dennis didn't say much in those days. His mother handled most of the conversation. Perhaps you remember his first appearance.
Well, how do you do, Mrs. Day? Come right in.
Thank you. Come along, Dennis.
Well, I'm glad you found the studio all right. Did you take a cab like I told you to?
Yes, it was $1.65. Here's the slip.
Oh. Oh, well, I don't mind.
Then smile.
How can a baritone have a tenor for a son? Oh, Mrs. Day, I want you to meet the, Mrs. Day.
Yes.
I want you to meet the members of my cast.
How do you do?
And this is her little boy, Dennis.
Say hello to the people, Dennis.
Hello to the people.
Oh, fine. Now, Dennis.
Yes, please?
What song have you selected for your debut on the Jell-O program?
I'm gonna
He's
sing
going to sing a delightful new number entitled When You Wish Upon a Star.
Now, before you sing, Dennis, I thought our audience would like to know your age. How old are you?
59, including mother.
Well, that's not what I meant, but let it go. Now, go ahead, Dennis. We're all anxious to hear you. This is the microphone.
How do you do?
My, you are nervous. Go ahead, kid.
Now remember, Dennis, breathe deeply.
Yes, Mother.
Don't forget the words.
No, Mother.
And come here. Let me fix your tie.
Oh, don't bother, Mrs. Day. You know, this isn't television.
You're quite fortunate, Mr. Benny.
Very good, Mrs. Day. Sing, Dennis. Oh, boy, I'd like to give her a hot foot.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true.
That was swell, Dennis. And now for the second chapter in our cavalcade of Jell-O.
I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, most of you remember the letters and telephone calls that Mary used to get from her mother. One of the most amusing of these calls occurred about 4 years ago when...
I'll take it. Hello? Who? Plainfield, New Jersey? That must be for you, Mary.
Oh, gee, I'll bet it's Mama.
Yeah, Tugboat Annie is on the wire.
Oh, hello, Mama. Gee, this is a surprise. What? You've been listening to the program? How is it? Oh, it does?
She should be critical.
What, Mama?
She was thrown out of the Four-Dora Sextet for having an anchor tattooed on her leg.
Look, Mama, we're going to Waukegan in a few days, so why don't you and Papa come to visit us? You can see the premiere of Jack's new picture. Oh, I don't know. I'll find out. Jack, are they going to...
No, certainly not.
No, Mama, no free dishes.
Tell her to stay home, Mary. I'll be busy enough this week. Your mother is a character. If I ever...
And here, ladies and gentlemen, is a routine which I'm sure all of you will remember. The Quiz Kids were on the show at the time, and right in the middle of it, Rochester called up with startling news. Here it is.
What about my polar bear, Rochester? What's Carmichael done now?
Well, he was supposed to be sleeping in the basement, and the gas man went downstairs to read the meter.
Yes?
And all of a sudden, it sounded like feeding time at the zoo.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what happened to the gas man?
I don't know, but I doubt if we get a bill this month.
Now, that's silly. Carmichael wouldn't hurt a fly. He was just playing, that's all.
Yeah, but where's the man?
Stop being so pessimistic. Now, look, I forgot to feed Carmichael this morning, and he must be pretty hungry.
Uh-huh.
So give him some roast beef out of the icebox.
Uh-huh.
But don't let him eat too fast. This is his first meal today.
His second meal. Where's the man?
Forget about the gas man. Forget about him.
We of the Jell-O Gang have made a lot of trips to New York, Palm Springs, Yosemite, and various naval and military posts. But some of our most hilarious moments have been spent right at Jack's home in Beverly Hills. And when we speak of Jack's home, we can't forget Jack's bewildering boarder, Mr. Billingsley.
Oh, Jack, here comes your boarder.
Oh, yes. I wonder why he's wearing that turban. Hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Benny. Digging in your garden, I see.
Yes, I thought I'd get started early this year.
I do hope you plant pistachios. They're delightful.
But, Mr. Billingsley, pistachios are nuts.
Well, who isn't?
Oh, I didn't look at it quite that way.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny. I'm going out for a little stroll.
Goodbye. Oh, by the way, Mr. Billingsley, you look just like a Hindu. Is that a turban wound around your head?
No, that's a bed sheet. I slept like a top last night.
Oh, well, we've got to run along to the studio. See you later, Mr. Billingsley.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, thanks. I never touch it.
I wish I could figure him out. Oh, well. And, folks, one episode which many of you will remember and which I personally will never forget was the time I invited Jack over to my house to meet the little woman. But unfortunately, I forgot to telephone her ahead of time. And for weeks afterwards, Jack kept saying to me,
Call her up, your wife. Call her up, I said. If I said it once, I said it 5 times. Let's not barge in on the little woman. But no, you had to be a wise guy. Call her up, I said. Call up the little woman.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as our sentimental journey approaches its conclusion, many of you may like to hear again a portion of one of our popular New Year's fantasies. Jack, you remember, always plays the old year in these annual playlists. And as we tune in now, it's almost midnight, December 31st, 1941. And the little new year is waiting to make his entrance.
There's the fourth stroke of midnight. Come in. Hello, young feller. Are you the little New Year?
This ain't a sarong I'm wearing.
That's good. You're going to need a sense of humor, kid. Come on in. I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you, folks. Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, Bub. Make yourself to home. Well, son, I hope you brought some good things with you. You like staying in this house. It's the finest home on the block.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Well, you better be moving along, old-timer. I've got work to do.
Yep. Might as well be moseying along. But before I go, I want to give you a little advice. First, take good care of Uncle Sam here. Let him get mad when he wants to, but see that he don't fly off the handle.
Them gall-darn pesky.
See what I mean? And take care of his friends, Mexico and Brazil, and all his good neighbors in the South, too. And don't forget that Dutch uncle.
Leave it to me, old-timer.
And look, you may have to put out the lights here in the house once in a while, but see that porch, the front gate, is always burning. And say, before I forget it, Uncle Sam's got a nephew named Franklin that's taking mighty good care of the old boy. Ain't he, Sam?
Darn toot.
Just keep an eye on him, son. And give him all the help you can.
Franklin, huh? I'll write that down.
As long as you're writing down names, here's another one for you. Put down Winston.
Winston?
Yep.
Franklin and Winston. What are these two fellows' last names?
Ain't necessary, son. Everybody knows them.
Anyone else?
Well, let's see. You can put down Chiang Kai-shek and Marshal Timoshenko. Nice fellas, believe me, they're just as tough as they are to pronounce. Oh, no, there's a lot more of them, but Sam will give you their names later. Well, got to be leaving. So long, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Here we go.
So long, 41.
So long, Columbia. Keep her flying.
Here's a dessert, friends, that you'll want to add to your favorites the very first time you try it. The name of this treat is Cherry Fruit Pudding, a tempting blend of juicy red cherries, golden grapefruit, and rich tart cherry jello. And what an easy dessert it is to make. Simply dissolve 1 package of jello imitation cherry flavor in 1 pint of hot grapefruit juice and water, and chill until slightly thickened. Next, fold in 1/2 cup each of diced grapefruit sections and seeded fresh cherries halved. then mold, and just see what a hearty welcome this swell dessert gets from the whole family. The tang of fresh, juicy cherries, the sunny flavor of grapefruit combine beautifully with the delightful goodness of bright crimson cherry Jell-O. So try it soon. Tomorrow order cherry Jell-O and be sure you get genuine Jell-O, because Jell-O's flavor is locked in for your added enjoyment.
Well, folks, that was the last number of the last program that this gang is doing for Jell-O. And we'll be back on the air the first Sunday in October at the same time on the same network, but broadcasting for Grape Nut Flakes. In the meantime, have Grape Nut for breakfast and Jell-O for dessert. Now, before I go, I'd like to thank all of our listeners, my cast, my sponsors, and my writers, Bill Morrow and Ed Boulogne, for their splendid cooperation and support. Good night, folks. See you in October.
Special music heard on tonight's program is arranged by Malin Merritt. The Jell-O program is broadcast each week by shortwave to our armed forces throughout the world.
The same folks who make Jell-O make Jell-O pudding. Rich, luscious puddings with a real old-fashioned homemade flavor. There's Jell-O vanilla pudding, a wonderful dessert, smooth, creamy, and mellow, and simply brimming over with the flavor of real vanilla. This delicious pudding makes a grand creamy filling, too, for pies, tarts, and cakes. And it requires no additional sugar to make. When you order Jell-O, ask for Jell-O pudding. Jell-O puddings are just like Grandma's, only more so. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Beat Me Daddy with a Pickled Beet. Did you ever go out into an orchard, ladies and gentlemen, and pick fresh, ripe fruit right off the trees? Juicy, bright-colored fruit still warm with the summer sun? Well, it's just such pleasant memories as this that come to mind when you enjoy Jell-O. For Jell-O actually rivals the real ripe fruit itself, both in color and refreshment. Jell-O's gay, scintillating colors make Jell-O a tempting and attractive dessert. A dessert that always adds lots of charm and good cheer to every meal. And in Jell-O's full-body, tantalizing flavor, you experience a delight that's simply unexcelled. A tangy goodness that you'll insist on enjoying again and again. So get Jell-O tomorrow in all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. Just one taste of this grand treat, and you'll know right away why rich, shimmering, genuine Jell-O is America's favorite gelatin dessert. Beat Me Daddy with a Pickled Beet, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the next to the final broadcast of the season, we bring you a man who came to you last October fresh as a daisy and is now standing here faded as a fuchsia, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I'm sure glad we've only got one more program to do. After 35 consecutive weeks of broadcasting, I'm worn out. Boy, I'm all in.
Oh, Jack, radio isn't as tough as all that. When you come right down to it, you only broadcast one day a week.
I know, Don, but think of all the preparation, the jokes, and the new ideas I have to have. Tell you, I'm exhausted.
Well, you've got writers, haven't you?
You mean corn and pones? Writers. A fine team. I bought them a typewriter the other day, and they did a maypole dance with the ribbon. A lot of help they are.
Where'd you ever find those boys, Jack? Were they professional writers when you picked them up?
No, they were just a couple of fast talkers. I met them in a drugstore in New York. One of them used to demonstrate hair tonic, and the other one drank it. Anyway, they told me they were writers, so I hired them, and I've been sorry ever since.
Well, Jack, if they don't do their work properly, why don't you get rid of them? Why don't you fire them?
No, I'm going to give them one more chance, Don. But if I don't grow hair by next year, out they go. No jokes, no hair, no wonder I'm tired.
Oh, Jack, you always have to make such a big issue out of everything.
What?
To hear you talk, anybody think you work like a dog.
Well, that's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. Why, Mary, do you realize what 35 weeks in radio takes out of me?
Well, you take something out of radio, don't you?
That's not the point. That doesn't tire me. It's the work I have to do. Just lucky that I have a good constitution and the strain doesn't show.
Not much. You're as washed out as a tea bag in a boarding house.
Well, that does make sense because a used tea bag is tan and I'm as pale as a ghost. Now, you know what it's from, don't you? It's those weeks and weeks of hard grinding labor.
Labor? Do you call what you do labor?
Well, choo, 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 if it isn't the honeymoon express. What did you say, baby? That's what she calls them, folks. What did you say?
Look, Jackson, I've been listening to this chatter, and I don't know what you're beeping about. You only do one broadcast a week, don't you?
Yes, but I...
And that runs a half hour, right?
Yes, but I get more lines than anyone else on the program.
That's because you buy more hair tonic.
Mary, I'm talking to Phil.
And another thing, Jackson, out of that half hour, Don Wilson does 2 commercials.
Yes, but...
And Dennis Day sings a song.
I know, but...
And the boys and I do 10 minutes of music.
You do 10 minutes of. Let's not classify it. Music, he calls it.
Well, Alice thinks my band is wonderful.
Phil, Alice is a dear, sweet girl, and she's entitled to her opinion. But love is blind, and in this case, also deaf. Anyway, Phil, I don't know what you're driving at.
What he means, Jack, is this. When you boil it down, you personally work on this program only 13 minutes a week.
What?
Imagine, only 13 minutes.
Well, it's not the time involved, Don. It's the importance. For your information, it only took George Washington 12 minutes to cross the Delaware.
How do you know?
Jack was rowing the boat.
I was not. I missed it. I mean, I wasn't in the boat. Now, let me tell you guys something else.
Hello, everybody. What's all the excitement?
Oh, this gang. Hello, Dennis.
What's the matter?
Jack's complaining because he has to work 13 minutes a week.
Oh, where's he working?
At the Acme Buttonhole Factory in Extra Pants, Nebraska. Where am I working? I was just telling the gang that the strain of broadcasting week after week has made a wreck out of me.
Me too. I'd have a nervous breakdown if I could find a sanitarium that would take tenors.
Dennis, what have you got to be tired about? You don't have that mental strain every week like I do.
Hello? I suppose it doesn't take brains to sing a song.
No, not necessarily. Crickets can sing, and they don't have any brains.
Pardon me, Jack, pardon me. Crickets don't exactly sing. Their song comes from rubbing their hind legs together.
Oh.
Say, I'll have to try that sometime.
Do, Dennis, and let me know how it comes out. Meanwhile, let's have your song in the old-fashioned way. We're about ready.
Okay.
What's it going to be?
I'm going to sing You and I, a brand new number written by Mary Beth Wilson.
Hello, everybody. My name is George, and I'm here to host.
Go ahead.
I'm not new to the game or anything. I'm just saying, I don't have a username. I'm just introducing myself.
I wonder if your writers would sell me a bottle of hair tonic.
And to introduce
I
myself, here's
imagine
something
they
you guys
would.
should know.
Do you want to grow hair?
Yes, I'm tired of the wind and the rain in my scalp.
I know one of
Oh, get out of here.
Fine, I get it.
You know, every time I see his head, I feel like sticking my finger in his ear and bowling. Well, go ahead and sing, Dennis.
With my legs on my tonsils.
With your tonsils. Forget about that cricket.
Oh, if a musician sing the same old tune to the sweetheart that come and go, let your intuition, aided by the moon, tell you little things a poet doesn't know. Darling, you and I know the reason why the summer sky is blue. And we know why birds in the trees sing melodies too, and why love will grow.
You might want to begin running, buddy.
Until the last goodbye. Oh, to sweet romance, there is just one answer. Why love will grow from the first hello until the last goodbye. Oh, sweet romance, there is just one answer. Your
was You and I, sung by Kenny Baker, and very good, Kenny. You know, a song like that is especially good for your type of...
Kenny Baker? I'm Dennis Day, ain't I?
What? Oh, certainly. What's the matter with you? You fellas, I'm so tired and nervous, I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys think I don't need a rest. You're all so smart. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
You're not mad because I'm not Kenny Baker, are you?
No, Dennis. I'm just confused, that's all. I'm irritable because I'm tired. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
If you think Kenny Baker can rub his hind legs together, why don't you get him?
Dennis, will you please stop interrupting? Now go crawl under the piano.
Okay. See you later.
And now, folks... Oh, that's good. And now, folks, Mr. Don Wilson, that eminent American playwright, has written another of his famous...
Oh, yo, what's up?
Because my
Ladies and
my
gentlemen, before
grandparents were staying
I would
here,
like to announce that
in
any
the
resemblance in this
and
play to
it got
persons
very
living
hot,
or dead
and then
is
now it's
purely coincidental.
got very
Oh, people like
From the home
the
of
heat.
Mr. and Mrs. Filbert Harris. Now,
Yeah,
Jack
I
Benny
like
will
the
play the
heat
part.
Hey,
more
wait
than
a minute. I object. I don't want any play about
Oh
the
yeah,
first
I like the cold
What's this
better
got to
than
do with
heat.
you?
I like if I had it my way, my room would be like 60 degrees right now below.
Filbert,
Okay,
the orchestra
okay.
leader, has just
What
finished
would you
playing a
rather
one-night
die in?
stand
Would
on
you
the
rather
sidewalk in
freeze to
front of the
either
Ambassador
freeze
Hotel.
to death or
Hey, now
like,
hold it a minute. This guy's an orchestra
not
leader, and I'm an orchestra
get
leader.
heated to death?
I smell a rat.
I'd rather
That's
rather
not you.
freeze to death because you like go numb and then you fall asleep rather than hallucinate and feel all your pores just opening up to your sweat while you
played
die.
by Miss Livingston, is at home
That's
waiting
not
for
how
her
fire
husband
works.
Filbert, played by
You
Mr.
just
Benson.
die, guess
It's
how?
dinner time. Kurt?
When you're in the fire, like there's fire, you burn, and then you can't feel anything.
Yeah, but just
Oh,
Oh, dear.
And I got a
hope Daddy
sniper.
isn't late.
Yay.
I prepared
That's
this meal
not
for him with my
definitely
own
not
little
very bad.
Gosh, look at
There's
that
someone
salad.
here. What
I
the
wonder if the
heck?
lettuce goes under the tomatoes or over the tomatoes. Oh, well. That must be Baby now. Come in.
Well. Hiya, honey. Are you jiving? Are you on the beam?
I knew that.
Are you solid?
Now, hold on there, Jackson. That guy is me. I talk like that.
Quiet, I'm telling you, this is a fictitious character. I'll take it again, Mary. Hiya, honey. Are you jiving? Are you on the beam? What's cooking, baby?
Doesn't matter.
Ham hock and butter beans.
Now you're in business,
I'm saved.
honey. Yeah. Now you're operating.
Nope, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
They don't kill me.
Well, sit down, Phil.
Oh, no, he
Bert.
killed me. Never mind, I'm dead.
Say, honey, this food is okay, but where are them whipped potatoes you said he was going to make?
We aren't having any. I couldn't find the whip.
Oh, well.
Nice going, honey. That's
Might as well be.
Will not be able to get this.
You're in there punching,
Too
Alice.
much.
Alice? Now I got you. That's my wife's name.
Bill, this Alice is A-L-Y-C-E.
And none of us got a kill except
How did your wife spell her
Yellow.
name?
Well, wait a minute. I'll
Boy.
call her up.
Believe me, it's A-L-I-C-E. There's no connection.
Go ahead, Jack. It's your line.
Oh, yeah. Say, honey, are we having black-eyed peas with candied yams for dessert?
No, baby, we're having Jell-O.
Jell-O? Well, doggone, dish me, honey, dish me. Yeah.
Not till you've had your ham hock.
All right, baby, I'll eat them ham hocks, but I'm going to save plenty of room for Jell-O. Yeah.
So you see, ladies, if you're hep and want to keep him solid with your husband, serve him a dish of tempting, appetizing Jell-O. It comes in 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. They're all Lulu.
Attaboy, Don. Attaboy. There, you see, Phil, aren't you ashamed of yourself? That play had absolutely no connection with you.
Well, I wish the quiz kids was here so I could check on that.
Don't worry about it. Well, Don, that was a very original playlet. And incidentally, while we're on our vacation, why don't you write up a few more for next season?
I'll try to. By the way, Jack, speaking of vacations, what are you doing this summer? You going out of town?
Well, Don, I intended to go to one of those big fashionable resorts. You know, where you have to dress for dinner and throw your money away. But I changed my mind.
You know how Jack hates to dress for dinner.
Yeah. So instead of that, Don, I intend to rough it. I'm going to a little place in the high Sierras called Eagle Nook Lodge and just fish my head off. It's way, way up in the mountains.
How high is the place, Jackson?
$3 a day. Oh, you mean the altitude? Yeah. It's about 7,000 feet, but it's ideal for me. Just give me a mountain stream and a fishing rod, and, brother, those trout better watch out.
Oh, sure.
You wait and see.
You couldn't catch a herring in Lindy's with Abe Lyman for bait.
Mary, one more word out of you, and I'm going to trade you in for a station wagon. So cut it out. Well, so much for my vacation. Now, how about a number, Phil?
Okay, Jackson.
Oh, Jack, I meant to ask you, who's taking over our show for the summer?
Well, Don, the sponsor has a brand new program lined up called Regular Fellas. And it's adapted from Gene Burns' famous comic strip of that name. You know, Pudd'nhead Duffy, Jimmy Dugan, and all those kids.
Oh, yes. Well, that sounds like it ought to be a lot of fun.
It'll be a swell show, Don, and I wish Regular Fellas a lot of luck on their summer series. Well, go ahead, Phil. Let's have your number. Now what? Come in?
Mr. Benny, I still can't find your writers. Where are they?
Look, Bud, it's none of my business, but I'm afraid hair tonic won't help you. How'd you lose your hair, anyway?
I pulled off a tight hat too quick.
Hair tonic. What that guy needs is a mop with a part in it. Play, Phil. that was There'll Be Some Changes Made, played by Phil Harris and his All-American Rhythm King. American Rhythm Kings meaning a perfect description of this outstanding musical organization, and all meaning I take it all back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that next Sunday, our final broadcast of the season will originate from the Naval Training Station in San Diego, California.
San Diego.
Yes,
Well,
sir. And incidentally, fellas, you know, I used to be in the Navy, and this will be a kind of a reunion for me.
I thought you were in the Army, Mr. Benny.
No, Dennis, the Navy.
Don't you remember? He was in that boat with George Washington.
Mary, I take an oath, I never even knew George Washington. Please believe me. But no kidding, fellas, sometimes I regret ever having left the Navy. Gee, with that blue suit and my blue eyes, I was really something.
You really liked the service, huh, Jack?
I certainly did, Don. And I was getting along swell. Who knows, if I'd have stuck, I might have been an admiral today. With my chest just covered with medals.
How could you hold him up?
Mary, I really need a station wagon. Anyway, I was just talking about what might have been. You know, fellas, I often wonder if... I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Bennett, it's Rochester.
Oh, what do you want?
Boss, if you don't get our board out of the house, I'm leaving. That man's getting crazy every day.
Oh, for goodness sake, you're always worried about Mr. Billingsley. What's the matter now?
Well, he's been planning his summer vacation all day long.
All right, what's crazy about that?
He's out in the swimming pool right now taking swimming lessons. He's learning the Australian crawl.
Well, what's crazy about that?
He's going to swim to Australia.
Now, that's ridiculous. Mr. Billingsley is obviously kidding you. He can't be serious about swimming to Australia.
Oh, he means it, boss. He told me to meet him at the dock in San Pedro early tomorrow morning.
Oh, my God. What does he need you for?
He wants me to hit him on the head with a bottle of champagne.
Well, use the domestic, not the imported. Now, look, Rochester, don't let him leave the house. It's up to you to humor him.
Uh-huh.
Explain to him that he's not a boat.
That'll be pretty hard to do, boss. He's wearing two hats.
Two hats?
Yeah, he claims the top one is a poop deck.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Well, Rochester, keep him in the backyard by the swimming pool. And whatever you do, don't let him get away.
Too late, boss. There you go.
Well, catch him, stop him, humor him. Tell him before he leaves he's got to take on cargo.
He's loaded now.
Well, Rochester, do something. Lock the front door. I'll be home right after the broadcast.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
What?
Are you going to broadcast from San Diego next Sunday?
Yes.
Am I going with you?
Yes, Rochester, you're going to drive me down in the Maxwell. What are you laughing at?
If that Maxwell can get to San Diego, Mr. Billingsley's a cinch for Australia.
Never mind. And don't worry, we'll make it. Now, goodbye. Doggone, Mr. Billingsley really thinks he's a boat. I'll have to put a sign on his door, Pier 18. Ladies and gentlemen, we have saved a few minutes of our program this evening to bring you a message from a distinguished guest, one of the nation's outstanding Americans. A call has gone out, a call which concerns the very defense of America, one which affects vitally the morale of the 1.5 million men already called to the colors. Realizing this serious situation, the President of the United States, the Secretaries of War and of the Navy, and the Federal Security Administrator
have called upon every American to support the United Service Organization. Mr. Thomas E. Dewey has been drafted as National Campaign Chairman of the USO. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and pleasure to present at this time the District Attorney of New York City, Mr. Thomas E. Dewey.
Thank you, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm mighty happy to be with you tonight. Now, Jack, after that fine introduction, I'd like to ask you something. What do you know about the USO?
Well, Mr. Dewey, I think, let's see, it's got something to do with soldiers or sailors. You know, if I'd have stayed in the Navy, I might have been an admiral today. Admiral Benny.
I know, Admiral. I heard your program.
Oh.
But, Jack, I'm afraid you don't know very much about the USO. But then neither do a lot of other Americans. Briefly, the USO is a joint effort on the part of the YMCA, the YWCA, Salvation Army, National Catholic Community Service, Jewish Welfare Board, and the Traveler's Aid to bring to the soldiers, sailor, and marine recreational and hospitality facilities outside the cantonment.
Oh, so the USO doesn't work in the camps themselves?
No, Admiral. I mean, Jack.
Yes.
The service clubs will be all located outside the camps and bases. I've just visited in the last 2 weeks, in traveling over 9,000 miles, more than 21 of the camps. Imagine some of these places with 30,000 men cooped up in a camp, and the nearest town has 1,700 men, women, and babies. When they get a day off, the men have no place to go and nothing to do. It's a pretty serious business when we transplant 1.5 million men from their homes and then leave them to think we've forgotten all about them. These men must know that 130 million Americans are really behind them.
Yes, Mr. Dewey, that's a swell idea. It's going to cost a lot of money, though, isn't it?
Not as much as you'd think. With the help of every real American, we can do a grand job for a little more than $10 million.
Well, but that won't build recreational centers, will it?
No, the federal government is supplying the building. It's up to the USO to get the funds to operate the clubs.
Well, how are you going to get this $10 million?
In every community in the United States, right now, the USO is organizing an appeal for funds. On June 3rd, the drive starts with a broadcast from every part of the country to dinners all over the country. Every American, regardless of his views on foreign policies or anything else, can unite on this job and through the USO get behind his own defenders. Thank you, Jack, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Tom Dewey. We appreciate your coming to us and telling us about the United Service Organization. I understand that we have contributed over $60 million to help those abroad. And this is the first time we have ever been asked to help our own American boys. I'm sure everyone realizes that taking care of our boys is our job. And I assure you, we Americans will do it.
Here's a grand dessert, ladies and gentlemen, that's not only delightfully unusual, but unusually delightful. A real novelty and a real treat. It's Jell-O's latest dessert triumph, Jell-O Shallow. Something mighty good the whole family will enjoy. It's inexpensive, too, and of course, like all desserts you make with Jell-O, easy to prepare. Simply make up a package of cherry Jell-O as you usually do and chill until slightly thickened. Next, hollow out the centers of a dozen cupcakes and fill with the slightly thickened Jell-O. Then chill until firm and serve with a topping of snowy white whipped cream. Just watch the family response to this tempting new dessert surprise. So different and so delicious. Get a package of cherry Jell-O and make up this swell dessert. You'll find the cherry Jell-O, like strawberry and raspberry Jell-O, has a new improved flavor obtained by using a natural flavor base artificially enhanced. And this means a flavor that's better than ever. A rich, distinctive goodness that you find only in genuine Jell-O. So treat yourself to a new treat. Tomorrow night for dinner, serve Jello Charlo, a luscious combination of dainty cupcakes and shiny, ruby red cherry Jello.
The last number of the 34th program in the current Jello series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time, doing our final broadcast from the Naval Training Station in San Diego. And after that, be sure and tune in every Sunday night to our sparkling summer show, Regular Fellas. Oh, Mary.
Yes, sir.
I'm all in. Will you say good night for me?
Sure. Good night, folks.
Thanks.
Here's a snappy new dessert, Ginger Snap Ice Cream. Where do you buy it? Well, you can't buy it, but you can make it right in your own automatic refrigerator with Vanilla Jello Freezing Mix. Just take a can of Vanilla Jello Freezing Mix and make up a freezing tray full of smooth, luscious, homemade vanilla ice cream. Then, when you stir it, add 3/4 of a cup of golden, spicy ginger snaps broken into bits. Making it at home is the easy way and the only way. So get Vanilla Jello Freezing Mix tomorrow. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The Jack Benny Program, transcribed, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
When April showers start to fall, I never do complain. With better tasting Lucky Strike, I sing right in the rain. And you'll sing for joy, 'cause Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
I've made smoking tests galore, and each time I agree. No smoke tastes like a Lucky Strike plus LSMFT. You'll agree, too. Lucky's tastes better than any other cigarette.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
Friends, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette. And here's the reason. Fine tobacco, and only fine tobacco, always gives you the enjoyment of a better tasting cigarette. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Tobacco that smokes smooth and mild, that gives you better taste with every puff. And what's more, every Lucky you light is guaranteed. Yes, of all the major brands, Lucky Strike and Lucky Strike alone has an unconditional guarantee right on the pack. So for everything you want in a cigarette, for complete smoking enjoyment, be happy, go Lucky. Make your next carton Lucky Strike. You'll agree, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
Be happy, go lucky, strike today.
Remember, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, spring is here. But to prove to you that the weather in California is always warm and sunny, we bring you one of our satisfied residents. Ah, listen to that little birdie singing. Anyway, it's spring, so let's go out to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills, where we find Rochester cleaning the house.
Darn this dust. Doggone, I wish Mr. Benny would buy a bag for this vacuum cleaner. My pockets are full. This is awful. Hey, I didn't turn the cleaner on. Uh-oh, the combers must have pulled out the plug. Well, I was finished anyway. Oh, hello, boss.
Hello, Rochester. Say, you really got the house clean.
Thanks.
I was just out in the yard looking at the swimming pool. And, Rochester, I think tomorrow you can turn the water on and fill it.
But, boss, I thought you said...
I know, but if it hasn't rained by this time, it's not going.
Sometimes I think that... I'll get it, Rochester.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Say, you're kind of early. We're not supposed to leave for the circus for nearly an hour.
I know, Jack, but it's such a beautiful day, I left the house early and walked over.
Oh.
And as I came down Sunset Boulevard, some fresh guy pulled up to the curb and offered me a ride.
No.
Yeah, he thought he was smart just because he had a new Cadillac convertible.
Yeah.
Gee, it was windy with the top down.
Mary, you mean that you accepted a ride from a total stranger? Why, that...
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jack, I'm kidding.
Kidding?
Certainly. You don't think I'm the type of girl who lets herself get picked up by any guy in an auto.
I don't know. That's how you met me. Hey, Mary. I'll get a laugh some way. Say, Mary. Mary, Say, Mary, what's that in your hand, huh?
Oh, it's a letter from Mama. I thought you'd want to see it.
A letter from your mother, eh? Well, what does nobody's friend Irma have to say?
I'll read it to you. My darling daughter, Mary, we are all very glad that you're over your 5 weeks illness and are appearing on Jack's program again. But it must be discouraging to go from unemployment insurance back to your regular salary.
There's not enough difference to talk about.
Your sister Babe has been home for a couple of weeks, and frankly, she's a little conceited because she replaced you on Jack's program. Now she wants him to put a star on her locker at the slaughterhouse.
Mary, Babe is now working in a slaughterhouse?
Yes, she's known as Hit Him in the Head Livingston.
But Mary...
Oh, Jack, let me finish the letter, please.
All right, go ahead, kid.
Last night we went...
You don't generally get this much to do, you know. Go ahead.
Last night we went to a going-away party for your cousin Melvin. It was a nice affair, but I think it was silly of Melvin to put on a sailor suit just because you're sending him up the river.
Babe works in a slaughterhouse? You know, Mary, your mother writes such a funny letter. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I'm sorry I'm late.
You're not late. You're early.
I am?
Yes.
Gee, this daylight saving time has got me confused.
Daylight saving time? Dennis, you're not supposed to turn your watch ahead till next Sunday.
I forgot to turn it back from last year.
Well, then you're really late.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Dennis, you're starting to confuse me already. Now, do me a favor. Will you go out, walk around the block, and come back in again?
Okay, goodbye.
Who was that, Jack?
It was Dennis. He came in to wish me a Merry Christmas.
What?
I don't know. He gets me mixed up, too. I told him to walk around the block.
Well, isn't he going to the circus with us?
Yes, the whole gang's going, and I'm also taking some boys from the Beverly Hills Beavers. I better tell Rochester what time I'll be home. Rochester?
Yes, boss?
I'll be home about 6 o'clock for dinner, so don't forget to go to the market.
I've already been to the market, boss.
Oh, what did you buy? I gave you $5.
Let me see. I bought 10 pounds of potatoes, 3 pounds of butter, 2 pounds of hamburger, a prime rib roast, 8 pork chops, 3 pounds of bacon, a leg of lamb, and a sirloin steak.
Oh, good. Where's the change?
Change?
Oh, did that all come to $5?
Oh, no, boss. The $5 ran out after the hamburgers.
Oh, well, how'd you get them to give you the pork chops, the bacon, the egg, the leg of lamb, and the sirloin steak?
I signed a contract.
A contract with a butcher shop?
Yeah, you're appearing there tonight.
What?
And if you make good, I can book you at the Van Nuys A&P.
Rochester, don't go booking me for personal appearances. I've got an agent for that. Why do you think I pay him 9%? Now, look, I want you... I'll get it. Hello?
It's me. I'm lost.
Oh, Dennis, don't be ridiculous. Where are you now?
I'm doing my Christmas shopping.
Now, cut that out. And if you want to go to the circus with us, you better get back here right away.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Silly kid. I wonder what he bought for me. Oh, well.
Say, Mr. Benny.
What is it, Rochester?
After I serve dinner, can I have the rest of the evening off?
Why?
We're having a big party on Central Avenue for my friend Jerome, who got drafted.
Well, certainly. Wait a minute, Rochester. Your friend Jerome was drafted 6 months ago, and he's overseas now.
Yeah, it's a shame he's going to miss the party.
Well, you can go, but don't stay out all... Oh, that must be Phil. He's going to the circus with us.
Hello, Mr. Betty.
Dennis. How did you get here so soon?
Well, as soon as
Now, hold it, Dennis. I don't want to get into another routine. And there's something else I want to tell you.
Yeah, what?
Now, look, Mary's in the living room. Now, you know she was sick for several weeks.
Uh-huh.
Right now, she's feeling fine, so don't start any of your silly talk with her. I don't want her to have any trouble. Now, when you see her, just say hello, that's all. Just hello.
Yes, sir.
Jack, what took you so... Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Are you going to the circus with us?
Hello.
Look, Dennis, you can say more than that.
I can?
Yes.
Kiss me, Livy.
Now, stop! Dennis, look at me.
You want to hear the song I'm going to do on the program?
That's exactly what I want. Now, let's have it.
Okay.